Miatas are really good at autocross. They're super light, super agile, and I'm in love with BMWs and I love the inline six, and I know it can produce a bunch of power with a little modification. So we decided we want both. We want it to perform on autocross and drag racing. So the only way we could fit an inline six in the Miata is to cut half of the Miata out with an angle grinder. And we kind of stitched the chassis back together around the engine just to make enough room for that and the turbo and everything else. Since everything with the BMW is a lot bigger, so it's need a lot of clearancing. So the brakes are all stock Miata. We didn't touch those at all. The wheels are Bassett Steelies. They're 15x10s, and then our tires of choice are Hoosier A7s, and they're the widest tire you can get on a 15-inch rim, so they're 295s. The only suspension geometry we had to change was in the rear, since the rear Miata subframe can't handle the power. So we modified and reinforced it and put a BMW differential and axles that have been shortened and sleeved to accept the drive shaft and to not break under boost. So.
Yeah, in terms of suspension, it's running stock Spec Miata suspension. It's kind of old, it's probably like 15-year-old suspension, so especially with all the power it's putting down now, it's not used to that, and it definitely kind of shifts its weight a lot under acceleration. Previously, I actually owned a Spec Miata, so I kind of have a lot of experience with Miatas and how this is different. So, I mean, it still handles really well. It's a similar weight to Spec Miata, and really the big difference is power. It's still got a pretty good weight distribution. I think we were at like 52% front, 48 rear.
We actually ended up at 2,200 pounds, or 2,220 to be specific. Stock Miata weighs around 2,300, so we lost a little bit of weight with all, removing accessories and AC and all that stuff in the interior. So thankfully we ended up a little bit lighter than heavier.
So handling's still really good. It's just now a lot more power in the back. So, in autocross this year, definitely a big improvement from last year. We worked through some issues, so we're putting the power down now. Last year we had some issues with fueling, so the engine was cutting out. Still a few issues this year, but we were able to put down some pretty good times. I think we were like a 10th off the fastest time, and same with drag racing. We ended up setting the fastest time in drag this year, so it's doing pretty well.
Right now it's running at about 14 pounds, so around 400 to the wheels, or 400, 450. Both E85, we can run about 25 pounds before the motor will give out, and that's closer to around 650, 700 to the wheels. So this is kind of my introduction to building a car for the first time. This is the first car I've really turned into, I'd say hopefully an autocross monster or something like that. When I get it back up to Mission, I'll be competing in some roll racing and some drag racing and going to Grid Life next week. And eventually it'll be coming all-wheel drive with a ZF 8HP transmission and an external TCM controller. So the goal with this is all-wheel drive and making 700 to the wheels.
Support brands who support Grassroots Motorsports. Get your chemical solutions from CRC Industries. To learn more, visit crcindustries.com. Want to see more content like this? Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. And for more information, visit us online at grassrootsmotorsports.com.